to an easy seat position. Ankles crossed or 1 foot flat in front of the other. The palms are facing upwards, and bring your thumb and your first fingers together, the tips lightly touching. Anchor down through your sit bone, and as you take your next inhalation, breathe space through the spine. Feel a lifting and lengthening upwards. Exhale. Acknowledge the space that you hold. Let the thumbs and the first fingers separate, and your fingers just gently sway. And then allow them to relax and fall open. Bringing the palms together to the center of the chest, the thumbs drawing inwards, heart center. And draw your thumbs to the middle of your forehead, third eye. Interlacing your fingers, and push the palms skywards and yawn through the sides of your body. We're staying anchored through the sit bones. Let the arms fall by the sides, and we're leaning across to the right side. Your left arm to float forward and down and sweeping across to the opposite side. Draw the right arm over and fold forward and down. Bringing ourselves back to a tall spine. When you take your right palm to your left knee, inhale as you sit tall. Exhale as you deepen your twist, gazing back past your shoulder. Keep that right hand connected to the knee, and then sweep the left arm up and over. These seated postures are a beautiful way to just warm up the spine, and the hips, and your shoulder line. And lean across to the left side. We'll be taking the same set of sequences. Keep space between your chin and your chest. Now allow that right arm to sweep forward and down, traveling your torso over. Inhale, exhale as you fold forward and down. You're lifting your body. We'll take our left hand to the right knee, sitting tall. Exhale as you deepen your twist. Bring your gaze back forward. Keep that left hand connected to the knee as you sweep up and over. Tall spine. Arms level now with the shoulder line, palms facing forward. We're going to do a seated eagle twist with our arms. So as you set the elbows level with the shoulder line, push your forearms forward and feel a beautiful stretch across the shoulder line. Your chin stays level. Open your arms, keep the elbows level with the shoulder line, and push your shoulder blades together. So you draw those elbows back to the wall behind, then reach the arms skyward as you inhale. Exhale as the arms fall shoulder level again, wide, palms facing forward. And take that eagle arm position to the opposite side, so the opposite arm now loops underneath. Pushing your forearms forward. Elbows tuck back. Imagine that you've placed a chestnut between your shoulder blades and you're trying to crack it open. We reach up high through our fingertips. And as you exhale, folding forward and down, the seated forward fold, palms flat. Head falls in between the arms. Moving ourselves now into a position where we come to a tabletop, so the knees under the hips, palms under the shoulder line, engaging your core, the long neck. And we're dropping the belly button down towards the earth as you lift your chest and your chin, And then arch your spine up. So now tuck your chin in. Allow the hips to rock back slightly. Moving in between these two transitions. Each time we move through, we take an opportunity to deepen the movement in our spine and our shoulder line. Coming back to a seated neutral spine and curl underneath your toes. Push down through your toes and your palms and float your knees level with the heels. Engage your core, set the knees back down. Inhale as you lift the knees up and away. Exhale as you set your knees back down to the mat. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you set the knees back down. Take your knees out wide to the edges of your mat. Flatten the feet, big toes together. Hips fall to the heels. And allow your torso to settle in between your knees. A wide leg child's pose. Palms are flat. Shift your hips forward. Lift your chin and your chest. Curl underneath the toes and then raise the knees away from the mat. Downward facing dog. We're going to come through this transition. So set the knees wide and open. Rock the hips forward. Come back. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips. Lower your heels. Again, we set the knees wide to the mat. Move your hips forward. Rock your hips back. Curl the toes. Knees wide and open. Flatten the tops of the feet down flat, staying steady and set here now. Sweep your right arm up to the sky. Right or left arm, depending which way you're facing me. Bring it up towards your outstretched fingers. Set that palm back down again and transition to the opposite side. We're reaching up through that outstretched hand as much as we're pushing down through our grounded palm. Both palms set flat, curl underneath your toes, bring the knees center, send your heels low, and then we walk your hands in towards your feet. Coming into a forward fold, crossing over the forearms, and frame the outside of your head with your arms. Perhaps allow a little swing through your torso or a shake yes and no with your head. Set your fingertips back down and walk forward and out, coming all the way out to a high plank, creases of the wrists underneath the shoulder line, a long level flat body, long neck, heels pushing back. Set your knees down to the mat and drop your chest and your chin and slide forward. Loop the shoulders down and back, coming into a cobra pose, so keep the shoulders drawing away from your ears. Come back to your knees, curl underneath the toes, raise the hips high. Downward facing dog, a long spine. Come back out to our high plank, feel the length in your body. Setting your knees to the mat, flatten your feet again, we lower chest and chin. Glide your body forward and down, loop the shoulders back, push through your palms, raise your chest. Coming back to the knees as we curl under the toes and we raise our hips. Roll forward and out through your spine like a wave resting on the sand and the beach, lowering all the way down. A little stronger movement there, coming through chaturanga and upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's take that again, wave forward and out. Lower your body, the knees can be flat to the mat or lifted away. Hold and breathe. Bring your right foot through to the inside of your thumbs. Set your left foot down flat on a 45-degree angle. Gliding forward and up, coming into Virabhadrasana 2. Front knee over the ankle and the outside edge of your back foot pushing down so the arch is lifted away from the mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring the center of your shoulder lines forward to the short edge of the mat as you raise your arms skywards. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 now. And come back to that eagle pose with the arms. So loop, back arm under front. And then engage your core, lean forward and out through a long straight spine. Push out and away through that heel, the back foot. Then open and glide back to your Virabhadrasana 2. Coming forward, palms facing forward, wide arms, hands to the hips. Inhale, and as you exhale, coming to a wide leg forward fold. Bending the elbows and allow the forehead to hinge down towards the earth. We're walking ourselves across to the opposite side, knee over ankle. And set that back foot down flat, heel on a 45. Cartwheeling up, Virabhadrasana 2, so the same set of movements to the opposite side. Hands fall to the hips. Reset yourself so the collarbone is facing the front short edge of the mat. Back heel is connected to the earth. Raise your arms high, Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1. Back arm loops underneath front. Eagle arms. Engage your core, feel the length in your spine as you lean forward and out. Inhale. And as you exhale, open back, gliding into Virabhadrasana 2. Come forward, wide legs, palms open, hands to the hips, fold from the hips. Walking ourselves over to the opposite side now, and set that back knee down to the mat, low lunge, staying on your fingertips with a long spine, long neck. Just a little bit of movement to settle into the pose. Then raise your arms up high, Anjananasana. Shoulders away from the ears. Again, we loop the arms into our eagle pose. Leaning forward and down. Beautiful stretch through that front psoas muscle and the back leg. Raise your torso. Unwrap your arms, raise them skywards. Then set your fingertips forward and down. Curl underneath the toes on the back leg and float away that knee. Engage the strength in your legs as you reach your arms for the back wall. Imagine that you're an arrow flying through the sky. Before we raise the arms high, we'll use the strength in our legs and our core here. Set that back foot down flat and open back to Virabhadrasana 2. That feels pretty good right now. Coming back to the center, palms forward. Hands to the hips as we fold. And then let hands fall to the mat as your head falls in between your arms. And walk across to the opposite side. Back knee settles to the mat. A little shift from side to side, settle into your pose. Gazing forward. Raise your arms. Breathe. Inhale. As we exhale, come back to that eagle arm, so opposite arm underneath. Inhale, and as you exhale, folding forward and down. Raise your torso again and unwrap the arms, reaching for the stars. Stars and sky, moon, sun, everything that's above us. Bring your hands back down to the mat, curl underneath the back toes, float away your knee and set that back heel pushing back towards the wall behind you as you reach your arms strong by the sides of the torso. The fingers are trying to reach the heel, and then reach the fingertips high. Set that back heel down, warrior 2. Coming to the center, final opportunity now for our forward fold. To perhaps take a little deeper this time as you set the palms to the mat. Perhaps you widen the space between your feet and lower down onto your forearms as an option. Head bowing in between your arms. Raising the body, traveling across, palms flat, and stepping back to our high plank, shoulders over the wrists. Set both knees to the mat wide, big toes together, shift the hips forward, rock the hips back, curl under the toes and raise the hips high. You'll remember this movement from the beginning part of the class, knees wide and low, hips rock forward, hips rock back, curl the toes, raise the hips. Knees wide, hips forward, hips rock back, hips raise high. Coming forward and out again to our high plank, engage your core, lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, wave the spine forward and out. Inhale, lower chaturanga. Lift your chest and chin forward. Curl the toes, raise your hips. Beautiful work. Now walk your hands back towards your toes, coming back to that forward fold. Welcoming this space that we've created in our body with the heat and energy of our class. Set the fingertips down and walk your body out again. Set your knees to the mat. Cross over your ankles and walk your hands in towards your body. And then lengthen the legs out in front of you. We're going to shift ourselves forward to the top short edge of our mat. Feet flat. Raise your arms up to the sky, engage your core, and as you exhale, roll down through your spine, bone by bone. Arms at the sides of the body. Then bring your front knee in towards your chest, hugging it into the body, and allow the back leg to lengthen out long, lift it away from the mat. And then lift your nose towards your bent knee. An option now to keep that knee drawn in, but let the arms fall by the sides of the body, palms facing up. Engage your core. Hold and breathe. Take the hands back to the shin, squeeze in a little tighter. Lower the spine down to the mat, back of the head settles. And then let's swap over sides. Inhale as you bring the nose towards the knee, squeeze the air out of your body, and then exhale. Wrap your hand around your shin again, lower the back down to the mat, hug both knees into the chest. Palms down by the sides of your body, straighten the legs to the ceiling and curl your toes in towards your shins. Doing a beautiful stretch through the back of your legs. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Coming into a seated position, feet lifted away from the floor. Keep your knees bent or straighten out the legs. Boat pose in Savasana. Again, we have space between our ears. Interlace your fingers, the first two fingers pointing out, and we're going to twist the body across to one side. Come back to the center, twist across to the opposite side. Come back to the center. Coming back down now to a low boat pose. Exhale as you lower your body all the way down to the mat. Palms facing up and the arms loosen away from the body. Space between your heels and your toes falling open and away. Acknowledging your practice and staying in Savasana for as long as you feel necessary. And I really thank you for coming along and practicing with me today. It's my pleasure to lead you through any practice. And I've been in Matamata for a few days, which is down south in New Zealand. And I'm going to a friend's party tonight, so thank you so much. See you soon. Love you.